So yeah, I was nasty with the football thing. This is about the time that we used to actually take like old beds over there and we used to like flip off them, do backflips, summies, you know what I'm saying, cartwheels, all that type of stuff. This is at this time, this is where I start to find a gift that I was kind of I could flip, you know what I'm saying? I could twist my body, um, things of that nature. And, everybody in the neighborhood did it. This is around the time when we would take the old milk crates, you know what I'm saying, and we would hang them. Like some dudes would like, have them hammering them to like tree post or like electrical, the things that hold the lines up, but basically it's the wood thing, and then on top is like the electrical thing, whatever like that. Whatever you could find, you know what I'm saying, to use it, we will use it. And we'll play football with that. It's when the kids actually was outside, you know what I'm saying? And we used to fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, we used to drill each other, talk about, well, I didn't drill people. I wasn't about that. But, other kids, in the neighborhood used to, they was common, you know what I'm saying? People was funny, we used to talk about each other, stuff like that. And, but we used to fight though, you know what I mean? And, then after that, we'd go right back to being kids and being friends and at each other's houses, watching cartoons and spending the night with each other, stuff like that. Um, so at this time, it was just that time when I think about my life and I just think about what I'm saying, the good parts, the good times. I think like that time for me at least, everybody got their time where they feel like was the best for them and where they was at peace and happiness. And so I'm telling you, that's when I think about good times, I think about that time. Um, but to get to more into the story, um, so around that house that I was just telling you guys about, where my grandfather owned the car shop where he used to fix cars at. We lived across the street with my father, and um, you know, this house is where my sister had a dog at, and the dog disappeared, and we was trying to look for the dog, and all something we found the dog behind a dresser, squished and suffocated behind the dresser. To this day, I really don't know how that happened, but I believe Chris's father said that it probably was on top of the dresser and probably it probably like it got stuck basically or something. It fell between it and it got stuck or something like that. So that's the story I have for all these years. So um yeah, so around this time, like I said, my father, he was he had an addiction and stuff like that, and it was a real bad addiction. And usually when he would start, you know what I'm saying, it would be at the same time and stuff like that. So if you knew him or if you was his kid, whatever like that, you knew exactly what time, you know what I'm saying, that everything would occur. And I'm gonna just to speak about on one incident. One incident is I'm trying to think which one I should start with first, but I think I should start just with my cousins first. Yeah, I'm gonna start with them first. So, we had on my father's side his first cousin. She had some sons and stuff like that. But and then I got other cousins from just from my father's mother's my father's sisters and brother kids and stuff like that too, which is my cousins, my first cousins. But my father cousins, his first cousins is my second cousins, obviously. You know what I mean? So this the boys I'm speaking about is from my second cousin's children, and their name was Sherrod and Marcus. And I was a little jet, like I was still small at this time. I'm thinking like maybe 7, 8 years old or something like that. And I got other older cousins that's a little older, so they was 14, 15. You know what I'm saying? 16 years old, and so they all my cousins always used to hang out with my second cousin's children, Sherrod and Marcus and stuff. They was a little bit older. They had been a little bit older because I think they had apartments already and stuff like that. Like I said before, I was just a young kid. I was young, you know what I'm saying? And so I really, I wasn't even into nothing. Like, I had stepped off the porch, but not in the way that they would say today. You know what I'm saying? It was different. You know what I mean? I still would do, I still had stuff I had to do as a child that I had to do have responsibilities. But stepping off the porch, how they describe it today, I wasn't off the porch like that. You know what I mean? So, but what I do remember is I remember that I remember and my cousin Nikki and my cousin Lamar. I remember them talking about it because they used to always come over to the crib. They was our older cousins, you know what I'm saying? So they used to always come over, and I just remember them talking about the party that they were supposed to be going to. Like I remember them talking about it like a couple of days prior to that, and then I remember them talking about it like a day or two before, because they was the young kids and they was excited, and they just kept on talking. I just remember them talking about it. But long story short, they went to a party that night with my cousin Sherrod Marcus, and I believe I believe Nikki was there, and I believe Lamar was there. Some, and I believe I believe Nikki and Lamar um, they must have went home early or something. Whatever they went home, whatever. So long story short, they continued the party and stuff like that. And Sherrod Marcus, saying they was there. You know what I mean? And Um, I really don't know the whole story because, like I said, I was a child at the point. But what I woke up to and what I understand today was that they fell asleep or something, and something happened. Something happened, far as like something fire started, and they was in the house. You know what I'm saying? And they was trying to get out the house, whatever, and ultimately they died from that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to even get too much into the story like that because, a lot of like even though the things I'm saying right now is personal, but I just don't want to get too much into it, especially about stuff like that when that's somebody's child and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but you know that was that was it was a bad time for our family, stuff like that. That was the beginning of my my experience with losing family on a level like that, and you know it was just a bad time. It was a bad time. I seen them before. I think like I seen obviously my cousins. I was younger, so they was on a different scale than me. They wasn't like chilling with me every day, but I had seen them because they was my cousins. You know what I'm saying? That's not like I chill with them and we was just best of friends hanging out. Like it's just two different gap of the age thing and stuff like that. So but I seen them. Sherrod, I believe Sherrod was the light skinned one. Marcus was the dark skinned one, and I believe Sherrod is the one that used to always come over more or less. Like Marcus, really, I seen them, but not as much as I seen Sherrod. And because I think like Sherrod was like, I think he had um he used to just chill with Nikki and them a little bit more than Marcus did, from what I can see. Like he always was around them and stuff like that. So whatever they had in common, they probably just had a little bit more common than or something like that. But yeah, I remember him taking us to the store, buy me pig feet and shit. We used to go up there on East Main and shit, you know what I'm saying? In the area where like East High School at and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he would buy me like pig feet and shit. He would buy me anything I wanted from, you know what I'm saying, the Arab brothers, little corner stores, stuff like that. And we used to be out. He used to take me around, you know what I'm saying, sometimes stuff like that. And he was a young dude, you know what I'm saying? Definitely was a young dude at that time. I think they was young, like 17, 18, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe a little bit older. But he was like, he was from me being a young man and seeing how he was doing and stuff like that. He to be so young, he was a decent young man. You know what I mean? And I send my condolences to um, his mother and his family and stuff like that. Even though that's our family too, But you always have your family inside of your own family and stuff like that. So I send my condolences and love and blessings to their family, and that would be another clip, and I'll be back with another one. Peace and blessings to all the kings and queens. I love y'all.